Hi guys, it's Carol from Cape Cod Cottage Garden, and today I'm back on the Cape to get some of my fall garden chores done. I still have so much to do to prepare my garden for winter. As you can see in the background, my house is on a renovation, so it makes it very difficult to be here and get my garden chores done. So on the few days that I am here, I really have to go to town and try to get everything cleaned up for winter. I don't know how much of it I'm going to get to today, but I'm going to take you along. So come on. So before I get to the actual work, I just want to share with you one of the most hard-working flowers I've had in my garden this entire summer. I grew them from seed, and can you guess what it is? Snapdragons. These things are still blooming. It is November 10th, I believe, and I mean, they've just go and go and go, these snapdragons, all summer long. Look at them. And even, this is the Buddha bed, which is a hot mess right now, but even in my other beds, let me show you. You can tell I'll do anything to delay starting this project, but I just wanted to show you the snapdragons. This is more over here. Still looking pretty. All back here. Looking pretty. I mean, they're a mess, but they're still blooming like crazy. Look at these things. So pretty. Some more. Everywhere. When everything else is pretty much gone by, the snapdragons are still looking. Look at this one. The color on that. Isn't that nice? Those things are just powerhouses. I have them throughout my entire garden, and they really pack a punch. This is what I did last week, and I showed you. I got my garlic in, and I cleaned out my vegetable bed. So I think first up today, I'm going to go over there to my greenstalk, and I'm going to transplant my strawberries over into one of the flower beds adjacent to my vegetable bed here. I didn't really like growing them in the greenstalk because they get all those runners and then you can't turn your greenstalk. So I'm going to put those in the ground. I know it's really late. I'm going to give it a try and see if we're successful. So I'm going to do that first. But before I can even start doing that, I have to clean out the bed where I'm going to put them. And I think I'm going to put them in this bed over here. So I got to clean this out. That means digging up some dahlias and getting rid of all these annuals, even though the snapdragons are still going. So today is November 10th. It's 52 degrees and partly sunny. It's a pretty good day to do gardening. It's a little breezy. I don't have my mic on, so I hope you can hear my audio. I'm going to start cleaning out this bed. If you remember, and I will link above, the video I took when I planted all my dahlias and how disappointed I was because this year I went crazy with dahlias and I bought a bunch of gorgeous dahlias, spent way too much money, and not one of them came up. Yep. I think what happened is I had some kind of rodent or something in these beds and I think it ate the tubers. That's the only thing I can think of. But what is weird about that is all the dahlias tubers that I overwintered from last year and planted came up fine. But all the new ones that I planted, even though I did everything the same bed, the same time, planted the same day, everything exactly the same, all the ones that I overwintered came up and all my new ones that I purchased did not. So I have no idea why, what I think a rodent came in and ate those tubers. But I'm going to dig today and see if I can find any remnants of those tubers and try to figure out what happened, because it was a boatload of money and it was a real disappointment that none of them came up. I'm not going to do that again. If I buy any new tubers this year, I'm going to buy one or two and give them a try, and that's it, because I just can't do that. It was so disappointing. So first I'm just going to pull out these snapdragons. Even though they're beautiful, they actually have put it on new growth. How crazy is that? But I have to make room for the strawberries. I think I'm going to dedicate most of this bed to strawberries. This bed is, I believe, 2 by 8. Sorry. Pretty flowers. Okay guys, so I got the bed all cleaned out. Here are the strawberries that were in the greenstalk. They just don't work well in the greenstalk. I never grew strawberries before and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to take these runners off, but they just got all tangled up. So I am going to try to transplant these strawberries into this bed. I don't know if this will be successful. I've never grown strawberries before, but I want them out of the green stock. So I just brought the 2 layers over here, and I'm gonna pop them in here. And these are the tubers that I got out of that bed. Some of them are marked, and some of them aren't. These, I believe, look the best. Unfortunately, I don't have water on at the house, so I can't even clean these off anymore. I don't want to break them. So I hope they don't rot over winter with this dirt in here. I'm gonna let them dry out for a couple of days, but I don't have any hose or anything to wash them off. So I think that these, I believe, could be, they're either Bee's Choice or they're one of the tubers I bought, which is called Soul Man. It was a gorgeous tuber. If I can find a picture, I mean, gorgeous flower. If I can find a picture, I'll pop it up for you here. But maybe, just maybe, that is Soul Man. I don't know what happened to my tags, so I'm not sure. But let's get these strawberries into the ground. Hey guys, I did the first one off camera, and thank goodness, because it was a hot mess. It was hard to get out. So here are my strawberries in my green stock. I'm moving them from here into this bed. I already transplanted one over here, I don't know if you can see it. It has tons of runners coming off of it, so I'm just gonna stick the runners. Here's the runner, you can see at the end. I'm just gonna kind of put that on top of the soil and dig it in a little bit, and hopefully it will root. I'm not chopping them off. So it was really, really, really hard to get these out. There's roots throughout this whole thing. So I just took my little bladed trowel and I just kind of cut. I'm taking as much of the dirt as possible. I probably don't have to, but I want to give these guys the best chance. Fall is a really good time to do this, to transplant your strawberries. I just wish I put these in the bed in the first place instead of in this green stock. I mean, I could have trimmed the runners off and then I would have been able to spin my green stock much easier, but I didn't. Like I said, first time with strawberries. There we go. So I'm just taking the whole piece out. But the problem is I would really, really like to water these in, but I don't have water running right now in my house, so it's a problem. Just gonna dig a hole. Put that in the ground. When you're planting strawberries, you don't want to bury the crown. You want a little bit of the crown, like maybe like that much, to stick up above the soil. They don't like to be buried deep, the crown of the plant. Which I can show you what that is. Let me see, I'll show you. So pretty much, let me see. This right here with it, oops, can you see it? Right there, that's the crown of the plant. You want that to be above the soil. There we go. I'm just gonna backfill it. I gotta figure out a way to water these guys. I really want to water them in. Get the air pockets out, set the roots. That's 2. Let's try one more together. Mr. Hubby's mulching my garden beds. You can see him in the background. We're just using leaves from the yard. Just putting a thick layer of leaves on the beds. I'm hoping that helps protect my ranunculus. I don't dig those up because I don't feel like, I don't know, they were a lot of work and I don't know, they weren't that great. So last year mine did overwinter and bloomed. So I'm just gonna leave them and see if that happens again. We did have a mild winter last year. I'm hoping for the same this year. I'm just taking the whole pocket right out. These runners mean business. There we go. Gotta untangle them. I didn't get many strawberries off these at all this year. Pretty disappointing, but I mean, I did plant them as bare roots. And to be honest, I didn't take super good care of them. The jury's still out on whether I like the green stock or not. Thought I was gonna love it. It was really good for lettuce, the spring crops, the cold crops like the lettuce, and it was nice to have that right outside my door. I planted some flowers, which I thought were really pretty, and I think that's what I'm going to end up doing in my greenstalk. I'm going to probably fill it with flowers. Maybe some lettuce and stuff like that, and then when it's warm enough to plant flowers, I'll replace the lettuce with flowers. But we'll see. Okay, I'm going to do the rest off camera, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Still have loads more to do today, guys. Loads more. This one I just dug up. Sorry, my camera's a little crooked. Had 2 plants. So I shook the dirt out of them, and I'm just going to gently tease them apart. Two plants. 1, 2. Plant them separately. Okay, so here's the hole. Look how long the roots are. I was quite surprised by that. So dig a hole deep enough to accommodate those roots. I don't know what this is. I'm not kidding. Place the whole root in the ground. Make sure you keep the crown above the soil a little bit. Gather up all your runners and just backfill around. My problem is today, I do not have running water. So how am I going to water these in? I think we can turn the water on in the house, and maybe I can fill my watering can and just do it that way out of the sink in one of the bathrooms. The kitchen's, there is no kitchen, but I do have 2 bathrooms still intact, but there's no water. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. Just 2 more plants to plant and I'll be done. Okay, I got all the strawberries planted. Hopefully they'll do well. I have to figure out a way to water them. Next, I'm moving on to this flower bed, which has a lot more dahlias in it. A lot of zinnias and snapdragons, all kinds of things, straw flower. So I'm going to empty out this bed now and try to save some dahlias and see what happened. See if we can solve the mystery of the failing dahlia tubers. Okay, guys, I pulled out everything except for the dahlias. Now I have to try to figure out what these dahlias are. I mean, maybe some of them leafed out, some of the ones that I planted but never flowered. I don't know. Because I see this one back here. Like this one right here. It has this tag on it which says Blizzard. That was one of the new ones. It never flowered, but maybe I can just save the tuber and try again next year. If that is in fact Blizzard, I don't know. Let me pull out these tubers and then I'll show you what I have left. So I got the second bed all cleaned out. Those are the tubers I pulled out. I think this might be Blizzard, but I'm not 100% sure. I tagged it that way just in case. That's one of my new ones, if it did live. It didn't flower. There was no flowers on that. So I don't know. And there's some more over there. And then I found these 2 tags. I found Cafe au lait and peaches and cream. I'm going to dig around and see if I see any remnants of those tubers in here. So I just took my pitchfork and I dug all of the soil out. I stuck my pitchfork under and flipped it and sorted through all the soil, and I found no remnants, no husk of a tuber, nothing. So I really think that some kind of rodent, chipmunk or something went in here and dug those up and took them home with him because he wanted to have nice flowers, I guess. Now on to bed 3 over here. This one. Okay, this is flower bed number 3, and I found this tag, Labyrinth Dahlia, and there is growth here. So maybe this is Labyrinth. It just didn't flower. So I'm going to very carefully dig this up. I'll take you along with me for that one. Let's see if we can save the tuber here. My dog, Mr. Morty, is very, very unhappy with the upset of his life. He doesn't understand why he can't go in the house. Okay. There's a lot going on here, guys, so let me see. There's so many dahlias right in this little area. I don't want to disturb any. Oops, let me see. do have a tuber. So I do have, what was that called? Labyrinth. So I'm going to tag this and save it, and hopefully I can grow it next year. This one might be salvage. We might be able to salvage this one. Right here I found another tag. This one was Emery Paul. Let me gently dig around and see if there's anything in there. There's no growth, so I'm very, very doubtful. I want to solve this mystery. Does anybody have any ideas of what could have happened? I mean, wouldn't you see like the remnant, that's the flower stuff, of the tuber, like even like the little skin of it or something? That's why I think a rodent maybe got him. I didn't dig him down this deep. There's nothing here, guys. This is nice dirt. I feel like if it rotted, I'd still find like the husk of it. And why would this one rot when all these other ones grew in the same exact conditions? So I think that something ate them. But the question is, why did it only eat the new ones? Do they spray something on them? I don't think so. They're like organic farms. I have no idea. Mystery. So Emery Paul is a no-go. So this is Hawaii, which originally I didn't like because it was turned out to be yellow. But I actually love it now. This is one of the ones I overwintered, so you can see the difference. I don't know why. This is just like a husk of one, which I thought, you can see that little husk of it right there. Just pull that off. I thought that's what I would find digging up the other ones. That didn't grow. Didn't find anything. So like I said, I don't have my hose, so I'm just gently trying to knock off some dirt so they don't get like moldy. The soil is kind of like damp. So last year, I'll post the video, I'll link it above, when I dug up my dahlias and divided them. I did it in the fall. This year, because I don't have my house and I can't even hose these off to get all the dirt off and stuff, I'm just gonna store them whole like this, and then in the spring, maybe I'll divide them a little bit. But see that one? A little different. This one is Hawaii. So here's flower bed number 3. It's all done. These I kept in because those are actually perennial scabiosa that I grew from seed. Those are just some leftover gladioli that didn't brown up yet, so I'm just going to let them stay. And then there was a little bit of glimpse of hope on here because I think I did have one labyrinth over there. Say, is that what it's called? Yeah, labyrinth. Oh no, it's the brother-in-law. On to bed number 4. So guys, I've been at this for a while. You can see the sun's starting to go down, but I wanted to show you this because I got a bunch of seeds from Floret Farm this year, zinnias and dahlias and celosia and all kinds of stuff. But I wanted to show you this. This dahlia I grew from Floret Farms from seed. So one seed, I grew it on last winter. Look at the clump of tubers. Isn't that crazy? This is Bee's Choice. I grew this from seed. I could divide this and have, I don't know, 20 plants. And one thing about this dahlia is I think it's like a bunch of different dahlias, but the bees really did love it. It was really, really pretty. If I have some pictures, I'll try to pop them up. I'm not sure if I can dig them up when I do this video, but I'll try. But look at that. Isn't that crazy? From seed to these big chunky tubers. Look at that. Oh, that's amazing to me. Just thought I'd share that. The sun is getting low in the sky. Bed number 4 is done. I left the mealy cup sage because that is an annual here, but I didn't plant these. These came back from last year, so I left them all in the ground, and hopefully maybe next year they'll come back again. Sorry for the plane overhead. So that's it, folks. We emptied all of our pots. They're all stacked in my shed so they don't get frozen and crack. I did the 4 flower beds, and that's all I'm going to get done today. I'll have to come back again and finish my hostas and all that stuff over there, everything back here that has to be trimmed. And actually in the front of my house, all my hydrangeas, I want to trim all the panicles off because we're going to have so much work done on the front. I don't want them being broken from the workers. So guys, thank you for watching. That's probably going to do it for today. But can we just take a moment of remembrance for my biggest disappointment of the whole growing season, the dahlias that I spent way too much money on and didn't grow. I think they got eaten. Sarah Bracken, Soul Man, Cornell, Terracotta, Cafe au lait, and Peaches and Cream. I may have hoped that like 2 of them might work out for next year because I did find some tubers. These ones I dug exactly where the tags were and I looked all around. There was nothing in the ground. Nothing at all. So I don't know what happened to them. But lesson learned. Don't go spending like ridiculous amount of money. Do small batches instead of huge batches, because then if they don't work out, you're not as disappointed. If you're interested in what all of these dahlias were supposed to look like, when I planted them, I posted pictures of what they were. So if you want to look at that video, I'll link it and you can check that out. Just so you can see, they were so gorgeous. A lot of different colors for me, like a lot of like one was like an orangey, one, a lot of dark, like burgundy and reds, which I don't usually do, but they were just so stunning. And I just thought they'd look so beautiful in a bouquet if they grew. I'm not going to give up on them. I will try some more dahlias next year. The ones that I planted from seed and the ones that I overwintered were gorgeous. So I'm not going to give up on them altogether. So I still have to do a lot of work in my yard. So look forward to that video coming out soon. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, get out there and grow. Bye.